Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Cup TMA podcast in association with Sweets for All, Unit 5, Watford Market. That man runs it, so go and see them, Watford Market, over there. Right, okay. We've got Deano, a young man, Morpheus, aka Suren, evening, young man, and Moobs.
Hello, I'm here. You haven't got rid of me just yet.
No, this is from the boys that have brought you TMA Watford podcast. Someone's owned up, so good. Right, okay. England's chances in the World Cup, amongst many things, but obviously we're going to talk about what shall we talk about first? Go on, mate. You can shut this thing because you've got.
What should we talk about?
Right, we're really serious. We've got a notepad. He's got a notepad and everything, boys. So we're going to start with Deano here.
I was only jotting down a few ideas, you know.
You brought the bad boy.
That's what I was saying. You brought the bad boy.
The pad. I always bring the pad.
No, you meant the bad boy, not the pad. It's got the pad as well.
God, you lot. What are you like? I was going to say, a load of them are already tuning in. Hello to all our fellow Horns that are normally joining us live on TMA during the season. Very good evening, all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Right, where do we start? Well, I'm going to preferably start. I think we should start with our boys, with the England boys, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys and girls, as like a few of you have tuned in already. What do you think of the 23-man squad? Is it good enough? Is it not good enough? What do we expect? Are we? I personally believe we'll get out of the group anyway. How far we go is another question. But after the basis of a couple of friendlies against Nigeria and Costa Rica, are we going to start getting ahead of ourselves by saying, "Oh, we've just had some really good performances. Are we now going to?"
I'm going to stick my neck out and say semi-final. That's sticking my neck out.
He's got very long
I don't know why they do.
Right, I'm going to do the thing that I've banged on about every single time, and because it's on my profile, I can say this. I get slaughtered on this profile for the last 3 years. Every time I go up to people and say, look, it's just friendlies. It don't bloody matter, because every time we have a friendly, we play great football, even under Capello, playing great football, and then we're going to cock it up in the tournaments. Yeah. Just wait until the tournament. I'll tell you what. Fair play to Southgate, because firstly, when I saw the squad, I was a bit apprehensive about it. But I'll tell you what, we've got this tournament just to play a bit of football, enjoy it, not completely write it off, but in theory, write it off and just say, look, don't worry about failing, and just play the football, and then we've got too much, and then really go for the Euros. Yeah, I'd really go for next Euros.
Let's go and play some free throw football and see what happens, and see if we get a couple of goals out of it. I think. And Mr. Lathwell, Alan, I didn't know it was time for ice cream, mate. You could have told us. We would have got some out for you. Jesus Christ.
Ben and Jerry. Super, Alan. Guys, just remember, message in all your opinions, guys. We will shout them out. Give us questions to answer as well if you really want our opinions. Seriously, give us questions, because we've got an hour and a half of this show.
Yeah. we need you to keep it going.
Seriously, guys, we have actually Moobs has got a notepad of stuff, and we've got sweets to last us an hour and a half, but that may not be enough. Okay, the presentations here, we've even got these pillows, all the balls now. Soren's brought the balls out for the lads, so let's go for it.
Just want to say, Kev, yes, I can write, mate. Even though I work for Gist, I can write. So, don't worry, son. I'll tell you what, starting 11. I know it's been rumoured in the papers this week that it has been leaked for our opening game. I believe it's a load of lies, because I just don't think there'd be... After what happened in the Euros, when our team got leaked, you would have thought they'd been a bit more wiser this time around. And I think it's one or two tabloids stirring it up.
Problem is that squad I named to you, who would he change? Because most of them will start.
I reckon it will be. I reckon it'll be Sterling.
Yeah, he'll be at top of K.
No, I reckon he'll change Sterling.
Really?
I reckon he will. Because he's got the dilemma, and I know we probably saw it on Thursday the other night. But he's got the dilemma. Does he give Rashford the shirt and say, "Go and I'll give you an hour. Show me what you can do. Can you cut it on the big stage? If not, I'm going to pull you off and I'm going to put Sterling on."
A lot of people are actually saying semi-final. Sir Ray's saying it. Mr. Dan's saying it as well, semi-final. I say quarter-final.
Yeah. I'm just being probably a bit over-optimistic. I always am.
Very good evening to Sir Colin Beasley. He's just joined us.
Big shout out to Debbie. Evening, Deb.
What do you think of the chances, Suren?
I say quarterfinals, but like you say, just go for it. Just go and have fun. Go all out and no fear, and just no expectations, and go and enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, that's like we said, he's got a good atmosphere in this young squad, hasn't he? They're not bricking it. They're a young team. They're together, which I think I suppose.
Well, it was it said there's no clickiness around now. There's not like the old
Dele Alli's come out and said it.
That's it. Yeah,
he's the one that's come out and said in the interview that they're all on a level head. They're all they treat each other the same. All this old rivalry has gone flying out the window, and they're all there as one.
Yeah.
They're a team. They're not turning up as we're the boys from Tottenham. You're the boys from Liverpool. You lot go over there. We're staying over here. They're all integrating with each other because they've all come through the ranks together. You know, like the under-8, like under-16, 17s, 18s, 19s, the under-21s. By the way, just a quick one. A big shout-out to the England under-21s because they've only gone and done it again and won the Toulon tournament for the third year in a row. Not being funny, but how many of them are actually going to play in the Premier League?
Holly's watching, by the way. Big shout out to Pat. All right, mate. You are fit. You are fit, Pat. Definitely, Pat's fit.
Pat. Yes,
Pat,
yes.
Postman Pat.
Yeah, Postman Pat. Yeah, I just realised
47 in that picture, by the way. But
you are 47 in that suit picture, definitely.
Fantastic. But yeah, so basically, we go like the starting 11. Are we going with the 11 that's leaked, or do you reckon there could be a tweak to it?
11 that's leaked, I reckon.
11 that's leaked.
Lingard, Ali, Kane, and Sterling certainly pretty good to me.
I wouldn't really argue with that.
Guys, your opinions on this as well. Do you think that's going to be the team that's been leaked? Do you think that's going to be the 11? Yes or no? And if it's not, who do you reckon's going to come in?
Just said it doesn't matter how stupid you think the actual selection is. Give us your selection, guys. This is your opinions here, boys and girls. Just give us your opinions. We've got our opinions. Let's have your opinions as well. I wouldn't complain. Like I said, I wouldn't complain with that lineup. To be honest, I wouldn't stronger, would you?
But I think if that is the 11 and it's been leaked, someone's going to get a butt kick in. Because how on earth has it managed to get leaked?
No, that's right. But you don't guess most of our squad was. Like I said, you might change Radford and Sterling, but most of it would.
Most of it's self-explanatory, isn't it? That's
I was going to say you could even swap the back line around. You could because technically the other thing is if he's going to play those players, how do you fit Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and Danny Rose in when they're all blimmin' fullbacks? How do you fit 3 fullbacks on the pitch?
Yeah, well,
that's what makes me think that is a one. It's not the actual 11.
Well, you're our Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier or was it?
Or Danny Rose?
No, because Kyle Walker.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Both have had very good seasons. Walker now is at Manchester City. I feel he actually improved this season. Kieran Trippier was a very good replacement for Tottenham in the likes of stepping. He was already getting ready to step up and take Kyle Walker's place. I think, though, if I had to give it to someone, I'd give it to Kyle Walker.
Yeah,
purely because he has got some serious pace down that flank, and on anyone's day, he runs side by side with everyone for 90 minutes, and he gets tackles in, he gets crosses in, you know. So for me, I would go with Kyle Walker over that. No disrespect to Kieran Trippier, because Kieran Trippier has his own attributes that he brings to the game, and I think maybe, you know, you might see him not in the opening game, but you might see him in the following game.
Very slightly different players.
They're slightly different. Yeah, slightly different player, but I think not the opening game. I think the Panama game, you might see Kieran Trippier.
Yeah. Oh, Rose is certain to be. I'll tell you what, though, Fabian Delph and Youngie are very good shouts. If anyone said them, you'd be hard pressed not to argue with them. To be honest.
And this is what, and I'll go back to the starting 11 thing again.
Yeah.
I think Fabian Delph could get in there. There could just be one little surprise that he's going to spring.
Delph's been quality this season.
And he has had a very good season. I think, guys, you know, you guys will have been watching the Prem week in, week out with all of us, so you would have seen it yourselves. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Delph can start, or do you reckon he's just going to have to be the impact player?
I think they were saying with Delph, though, you could play him in about 3-4 different positions.
That's the thing. That's why he's gone. He's gone for his versatility.
Trippier, Colin's saying Trippier for the last 15 minutes for me. Leely's going, England have been good team, not been a good team for years now. They need to change the manager because he's a twat.
Mind you, we have got the manager in charge is the one that missed the penalty against Germany.
And he had a bag over his head and ran into a pillar whilst eating pizza. So You sort of got it's pros and cons with Southgate.
Yeah, it is pros and cons.
Please don't let him coach our penalties. Was it Shane saying, "Hi, I think England will win the World Cup."
Fair play to you, Shane. I hope you're
also,
what's he drinking?
yeah, exactly. I was going to say, something from, we'll have a bit of that. Apparently, the current betting odds, there's one bookie that's got England at 20-1, I've been told. So, 20-1, can't have a couple of quid on it. Yeah, you never know what might happen.
You put £1 on it and you lose 20. That's what it is. That's the odds.
There's only one player that worries me. England.
Glenn, Tottenham fans got this shout. Glenn saying about Trippier is much better across off the ball than Walker, which I would agree with. That's the thing. That if I did put Trippier ahead of Walker, I'd put him in for his distribution when he bombs up. Because I mean, we saw him against us both home and away. Trippier was just immense on that right.
He was. He tore it. He did tear Watford a new one in a big old way, especially down Watford's left.
I want to say when we said us, obviously there's no sort of thing. Put this way, we don't support that team from Dunstable.
Yes.
It's Dele Alli that will worry me in this tournament. He's hot-headed, magnificent player, but
he could get wound up.
That's a concern.
But they'll look at that.
I was going to say, I think he's already come out and said that he will keep a level head. He doesn't want to let Southgate down.
No.
And I think this is the time that he really does need to start calming himself down.
Yeah, because he's a brilliant player when he's on it. He's a lovely player.
And I think if he does get wound up, someone just needs to grab hold of him. Maybe if he's got Jordan Henderson alongside him, you just pull him across and say, "Oi, zip it before you're sent off." Because you've got the whole world looking at you, and it's going to be, you're not going to get away
down
with
to
it.
Southgate, though, say we're winning 2-0 and he's losing his head a bit. Wouldn't that be down to the manager to take him off and just...
He might haul him off and put someone else on.
Yeah, just do it. Got a good enough squad.
Exactly.
We've got decent enough players in that certain position to haul him off anyway.
That's the thing,
you got strength and depth there.
We have, just for once, we are actually going with some good strength and depth, I've got to be honest. Over the years, we've gone with like the same type of player and not enough players in a certain position. Now we seem to have plenty of players in plenty of positions.
They're more together as well.
They are more together. Like I said, they are more together as a unit because they banish that rivalry of, like I said at the start. Oh, they play for Liverpool, they play for Arsenal, they play for Tottenham, they play for Chelsea. No, we're not. I'm not going to interact with any of them.
I wouldn't with Chelsea players.
Especially
those cop shots. Shout out to Kenny Harrington there. That's the face that,
Jay says he's fed up with this Belgium hype. They are overrated. Belgium?
In terms of their success, they are overrated.
Yes, they are. Yes.
But they are overrated.
Yeah, Belgium have actually got. I think this is their time to deliver because if they don't, they'll get labelled the generation that's screwed.
Are they overrated or have they underperformed? Or is it both?
They're both. They're underrated and they've overperformed.
Yeah. Or overrated and underperformed.
Yeah, overrated.
Underrated. A lot of people go blah blah blah.
Exactly. Like me. Yeah,
underrated. Some of them would actually say they're actually underrated.
They're dangerous.
You don't want to say underestimate them rather than underrated. Underestimate them at your pedal. But who's actually going to win the World Cup? In your England. That's what Sue said. England.
It's 3-2 for me. It's France, and I'll never write off the Germans. I hate saying it, but never write them off.
We French. With that as well, the French. You got to do that when you're talking.
Yes. For me, I'm going to say I'm going to go on the lines of what Deano's just said. I'm going to say Brazil because they're due another win of a tournament. They're going to come out. They're going to be angry from the last World Cup. So they've had a 4-year hangover. I can see them going gung-ho for it. And you're right. Maybe out of France and Germany as a backup, possibly. Much as I want us to win it and bring it home and give us all a public holiday or a week off work for me, possibly, because it won't see me. I just feel that it's going to be out of those. It could be those three, like first, second, and third. I don't even know who the fourth place playoff in the fourth place would be, but
I think Argentina might come through.
Swore.
But I'll tell you what, this is the debate that me and Dino go on about all the time. If Messi wins the World Cup, that will settle the debate once and for all. Even I'm a Ronaldo. I'm in the Ronaldo camp. Guys, Do you think this will finally settle the debate between Ronaldo and Messi if one of them wins the World Cup?
Yeah.
Certainly with Ronaldo, because he's already won the Euros.
I love what Glenn's just put here. He thinks Senegal's going to win it. He'd probably get about 100 to 1 on that one, so go for it.
Well, so Brazil. Lewis Dan said Germany. We've got another Germany from Suren. Lily said Brazil. Yeah, like I say, Senegal. Jay Funnel saying Belgium, who battered Wales. Yeah, Scotland, Michael's saying. No, they're putting the bins out, mate.
Scotland are putting the bins out for us.
You get very good odds on that.
Yeah.
I thought you put tenner on, mate.
Yeah. I'm a millionaire already. Nick O'Sullivan, this year for the first time, African winners. I think you've been looking at a certain page on Facebook where someone's predicted Nigeria to win it.
Seriously, this guy, it was on the Sports Bar, isn't it?
Yeah, the Sports Bar Facebook page. Check it out, people.
So I honestly do check it out because he's actually really good. But this bloke, I don't know what he's smoking. Apparently, he said, name me a better player than John Obi Mikel, better midfielder than John Obi Mikel. Please, people, because I'm really stuck here. Name me a better midfielder than John Obi Mikel, because I can't. Obviously, I've been smoking the same thing that he's been smoking, so I really can't think of another player that's better than John Obi Mikel.
Yeah, not De Bruyne and Silva and yes.
Even Wilshere injured is better player than John Obi Mikel.
Yeah, Glenn is all right. I understood it was a joke about Senegal winning the World Cup, but you never know. Strange things have happened. Who knows? It could happen. But yeah, right. Okay, get back on this. Opening ceremony. Is anyone actually going to pay attention to the opening ceremony, or we're just going to?
I'm going to watch it.
You're going to watch it?
That man there, he's a young man. He's a young man, and he likes the.
Why aren't you going to watch it?
And he likes football.
Because it's boring.
Oh, get lost.
Get lost away now.
You just sit there and they just end up running around the pitch doing with loads of things above their heads, and then all of a sudden they clear the pitch and the players come out.
We found someone way Houghton's better than Joe Obi Mikel. I still disagree. Joe Obi Mikel is still a better player. You still need to convince me, Nick.
So Colin Beasley is saying Lloyd Doyley. Yes, he is. I'm not sure he's ever played right midfield, but
Sir Lloyd Doyley.
Sir Lloyd Doyley.
O'Toole, John O'Toole.
You're going to watch the opening ceremony, Moobs. I know you are.
I'll be at work.
Yeah, you got it on your phone. That's what I'm watching.
It's good to see Deano's going to be trying to do some work.
I'll do it for them.
Get your opening ceremonies out for the lads. That's all I can say. I'm too close to these, seriously. Right, guys, sweets for all. Because I will be having diabetes after this. Yeah, I seriously will have diabetes after this podcast. But Unit 5, New Watford Market. Go down to Sweets for All. See this young man there, and he will sell you. What are you doing? Any special offers or anything?
This one is the £10. It's a sweet box. Basically, you go in, just fill it up, choose whatever you want. Go for it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You're still doing the air ambulance stuff as well?
Yep, I'm going to be doing the parachute jump. That's going to be on Saturday, the 23rd of June. So that should be fine.
We'll get you on the phone about that. Parachute jump. Guys, parachute jump, air ambulance, 23rd of June. Was it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yes,
On the side. Couple of Saturdays, well, about 2 Saturdays' time now, isn't it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, mate.
The shop will be
The shop will be closed. He has got one of those shutters, so you can't break him. And he has closed it today, so you can't break in either. So, anyone who knows this young man here, honestly, go down to a Unit 5 Watford Market. We are happily sponsored by Sweets for All. So go down there and buy your sweets and contribute anything to the air ambulance as well. So
Colin's on fire tonight. Suren is doing his bit for the fight against obesity. Colin, we love you. It's good to see him back on fine form as well. After I do hope you're well, mate. Because last time we spoke, I know you were still recovering from everything. So
jokes aside,
jokes aside, we do hope you are well, mate. And
And Colin, just so you know, I lost weight since taking over the shop.
And even Moobs has lost weight since
he lost weight.
And he's even visited the shop.
That was entertaining that day.
Yeah, go on his profile. You will see his exercise routine.
Well, the score's going to be in our group then.
Let's go. Let's go on.
Scores against Tunisia, Panama.
Tunisia, I think Tunisia we can win. I'd say
1-0.
No, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say 3-1.
As long as you bloody win it, that's all good.
I'm going to Pidge predictor. 2-1.
Pidge predictor 2-1.
Yeah, if you predict any scores and it's 2-1, it's the Pidge predictor. You know it makes sense. So
Yeah, so
2-0.
I think Panama is the banana skin. That's what
That's
it's
the
where
1-0 for me. What Pidge said.
You know,
that's probably the 1-0.
that could be the one where we could go in too cocky, too confident, and get it horribly wrong.
When have we done that? When have we ever done that?
I wonder when we've done that. Too often. But no, I think maybe Panama, we just might end up brushing them aside.
Yeah.
I think that could be the time when we go and rack up a goal difference if we do go for a safety.
I hope we do, because I wouldn't want to depend on beating Belgium as well.
No, I'd
rather win them two and not have to.
I would
depend
quite
on
happily
them.
take a 0-0 or 1-1 against Belgium.
Oh yeah, I reckon it will be
a draw against Belgium, beat Tunisia and Panama, 7 points, get out the group.
Yeah.
I think Panama could be 4 or 5-0 if they get it right.
Yes, let's
If they decide.
It's nice and warm. Right, okay, let's go through the groups then. Group A, guys, while we're talking about this, give your predictions to each of the groups and who you think. Obviously, a lot of you have done it already, who's going to win. But let's give your opinions on all the groups while we're going through them as well. If you disagree or agree with us, obviously, pitch predictor 2-1, boys. You know it makes sense. Right, Group A, we've got Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay.
What a fantastic opening game that is. Russia, Saudi Arabia. It's so,
Russia.
Yeah.
Going Egypt, Uruguay to qualify that.
The host might crash out.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'd laugh if they did, actually. That would cause a riot or two.
Yeah.
We'd probably get blamed. That is a tough one. It could be Uruguay and Egypt that get through.
Nick's saying Egypt and Uruguay. He's putting down Egypt and Uruguay as well.
Russia and Uruguay.
He's going to go Russia, Uruguay. I'm going to go with Deano. I'm going to say Egypt and Uruguay, actually.
Egypt, because they've got Salah up there. They get Salah fit. He will be their source of goal.
He's actually come out and said that he reckons he will be 100% fit. Okay. Despite what Sergio Ramos tried to do to him a couple of weeks back.
A lot of people are going for 7 points for England. We above Belgium. I think we'll probably get a draw against Belgium. Be 2-0 the first game, 1-0, and then the draw against Belgium 1-0. So, right, Group B, we've got. You got the first game. You've been saying it's the first game between the big two in there. But you've got Morocco, Iran. Then on the same day, you've got Portugal versus Spain. Right, who's going to qualify from Group B? Come on, guys, Group B.
So you just said last, definitely.
You'd go with you'd look at Portugal and Spain to get out the group.
I love it. I
think Iran are sort of there just to make up the numbers. I think that's a problem for them. And Morocco, I don't think they've got enough in the tank. I don't think they'd be able to beat Spain. I generally don't think that. No. Portugal, I think would just have too much. Yeah. They are the current European champions.
Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say that. Aidan's just said Spain top, Portugal second.
Yeah.
Aidan, just want to check you're not broken any windows at Watford Junction, have you? We just want to make sure because the water glass are on standby still.
We've just got to clear that up there, I think. Right, okay, so we've got France, Australia, guys. France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark. Who's going to qualify from that group? Gentlemen?
Well, I would say France.
Yeah.
France, definitely.
France and Denmark.
Yeah, I'm siding with Denmark because they've got Christian Eriksen, who has been on fire this season.
They've got the best player in the world, Nicholas Benter.
Unfortunately, yes.
For them it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to go France, Peru.
Yeah, the Aussies that group could go to a group. That could be a group of death, because it could all go down to the last game.
I'm going to go France, Denmark. Yeah. It's going to be tight. It's going to be one of those ones with a point in it.
It's going to be like in South Africa, Vuvuzela.
Oh, God, keep them away from me too. Jesus. Right, okay, guys. Group D. We've got Argentina, Iceland, not Asda, Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria.
Oh, that's a naughty one.
I'll throw a curveball in here, but Nigeria have got Joe and Obi Mikel. So
Yeah.
That's a naughty group.
you got Messi at Argentina, Joe and Obi Mikel in Nigeria.
Yeah,
So you're like, it really is
it's
tough to call that one.
That's a naughty group.
The last game is the battle of the world-class
Nigeria.
players, Nigeria versus Argentina with Messi and John
Geezer's
Obi
going to get
Mikel.
ripped
So
to shreds.
this guy, when we go back on the sports bar, people, please go on it. Tear that man a new one. So Argentina, Iceland.
Oh, according to Sir Duncan of Radband, who still hasn't fixed his sat nav, Bentner is injured.
Oh, man.
Well, that's more
Lord
World Cup
Bentner
over.
is not going to be a World Cup. That's going to be a disaster.
That's more World Cup over and done with.
The Sun newspaper are going to be in disarray about what to write about Denmark.
But Aiden's
I'll
put
tell you.
Argentina top, Nigeria second goal difference. Jay's put Argentina and Iceland.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
I'll tell you what, that is the group of death.
That is not, yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
could
'cause
pick any of them could qualify.
I'll go Croatia, Argentina.
Iceland, Argentina.
Yeah,
Anything could happen.
I might.
Argentina, Nigeria.
I think that'll draw. They'll draw that first game and then they'll win the other two.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I'm going to go Argentina, Iceland.
Yeah, it could happen.
You know,
It's like
after-
that group.
You know, after what happened at the Euros last time with Iceland,
Yeah.
you can't underestimate them. It's as
I
simple as
was
that.
secretly hoping we'd get them in our group to get some revenge. That's what I was hoping. Try to get revenge.
Well, put it this way,
They'd all be having a party.
yeah, but if that's the case, then let's put every team in that group then. Because we're looking at revenge at every single team at the moment.
Every
I know what you mean, John. Jokes aside, it would be quite funny actually if we did get it. Because
I was going to say, that's it. Collins just posted no Bentner, no point, no Lord Bentner, and no Zlatan
what's the
either.
point of even having the World Cup?
What is the
then?
point of having a World Cup if those two ain't there?
Right, Group E, Costa Rica, Serbia, Brazil, Switzerland. Serbia, Brazil. But you've got Super Valon Barami playing for Switzerland. Surely he's picked.
Yeah, yes, he's gone. Because he was the one that crippled Granit Xhaka in training, like I was telling you earlier.
But you don't put a tackle in anyway, Xhaka. He's supposed to be a defensive midfielder. And
Yeah.
The
Barami taught him how to tackle.
Defensive
defensive midfielder that doesn't tackle. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
And when he does, he gets sent off.
Or get back, or pass, or shoot. I mean, what does he actually do wrong?
Not a lot.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's good to say. The only one worried him what I said about Xhaka is because basically the other week there was a bit of a scare at the Switzerland camp because Valon Barami in the training session decided to go all guns blazing, thinking that it was a normal football match, and cleaned out Granit Xhaka in the worst possible way and smashed his left knee, left him lying on the floor, and he had to be airlifted to hospital for treatment. So it's just great to see that Barami, even though he's an ex-Hornet, has not lost his instinct for tackling, nor has he lost his passion either. So it's great to see. Come back to Watford sometime, Barami. We missed you a bit last season at
The
times.
song was better than anything, wasn't it?
What's that?
His song.
Oh, he saw.
Yeah,
Better than him.
it was. Yeah, I think it was at times. It's the only thing that kept us going.
It kept me going, I tell you, mate. Jesus.
But yeah, but that group though, which one are we on to now?
Switzerland, Brazil, we're on.
Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. Sweden, Germany. It's going to be tight, but Sweden, Germany.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Germany.
I think I'd go with Germany to go top on that one, and then out of Mexico and South Korea, to get South Korea and Sweden.
Yeah, it's a naughty group again, isn't it?
Germany.
Yeah, Sweden, Germany, just.
Sweden, Germany.
I love this. All the Watford boys commenting cheering on Barami. Colin's laughing his head off.
We are struggling for Watford players, or even most of them just ex-Watford players now.
Well, yeah, there's at least two ex-Watford players there. There's Barami and Igalo.
Yeah.
Don't know if there's any more than that. We'll have to go.
That's
a good time.
Good times. Spring break. That's what I'm saying.
Just trying to think. We've never had a South Korean play for us. Oh, actually, hang on. Has Amrabat gone? Ain't he Moroccan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Acrobats
we might actually have a
on,
player.
We
out
might
there.
actually have a player
So,
there.
yeah, I'm
Good
gonna
God, we'll have
celebrate
to,
this
I was
week.
going to say, we would have to celebrate it for Sweet. Which one?
Pass them over. Yeah, bring
Pass
the old
them over.
thing. Go on.
Let's just
Yeah,
bring
you
the old
want a
thing.
loud one, you bought him for us free, you know what I mean?
I said that it's quality control. You got to have it, Jerry.
You have to poison test the sweets. Shove them in
Make
your
sure they're
gob.
still good.
Oh, seriously, I haven't had one yet.
Guys, we are sponsored by Sweets for All, Watford Market, New Market, Unit 5. Get down there during the week and during the weekend. Obviously, not in a couple of Saturdays' time. It will be shut for the, what are you doing again? Sorry, Suren.
Parachute jump.
Parachute jumping for the air ambulance as well. So good cause. And also, he does do a lot of charity stuff in Sweets for All as well. So get down there, buy your sweets, and put a bit towards charity as well, guys.
Lee's just commented,
Layoon.
yes.
He's
Well, another
still
ex-Watford player. No, he's no, he
He's
sold him.
now. He's
No,
actually
he was sold. He was sold.
Just never got rid of him.
Right, we almost.
Well,
How many more
Grove we
groups we got to
Grove we got next.
go?
Just done Germany. Oh.
The wrong way to do that.
Yeah.
Belgium, Panama. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
It's the
Yeah,
England group.
Panama, Tunisia, there you go.
England, but yeah, Panama, Tunisia are going through that group. We'll just draw all our games. Soccer Aid's kicking off in a minute. Well, reason to watch us then, isn't it, mate? Isn't these an alternative? I mean, I really don't. Listen to me.
Listen to me. Who's better? Williams or me? Let's say. Yeah. No, Harry Hill says, "Fight!" Yes.
I still don't know why Colin Hendry lookalike Gordon Ramsay's ever been able to go on a football pitch, because he never really played football anyway. He claimed he played for Rangers, and none of them actually heard of him when they asked him. Gary McCoy said, I never played with him. I reckon he played 3 times for Rangers. Sooner said no. Then Archie Knox said no, he was an unused sub. So I don't know what. Seriously, right? Anyway, England, Belgium. It's quite an easy one. I've taken a long time, all of 30 seconds to, well, actually, 25 seconds actually to work that out. Right. Colombia, Japan, Poland, Senegal. Clem Wallace's World Cup favourites are in this one, by the way.
Oh, Colombia, Poland.
Ramsey played twice for Barnsley. Brilliant.
Did he?
Really? Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Jesus, what, the under bloody 12s?
Good God.
Under 9s.
And the rest.
Right, Colombia. Right, it's Poland
I'm gonna say
and Colombia.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Unfortunately,
Rodriguez for Colombia. You got one or two decent.
I was going to say, is Rodriguez going to turn up again?
Yeah.
Because he only seems to turn up at tournaments. He can't do it at club level because of the price tag he's got with him. Colin says Colombia, Senegal. Nick says, Ramsey was a left back in the dressing room and in the kitchen as well.
Yeah. Will be the shock group. That's what Sir Colin's saying.
It could be. It could spring a surprise, but there's one or two other groups that could spring a surprise there.
Yeah.
It is going to get interesting. What was I going to say? Yeah. Well, look at my pad. Right, here's one for you. It was announced this week, or or last week, when Joachim Low announced his squad, and he had sent home Leroy Sané.
He hasn't been playing well for Germany, to be fair.
No,
well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
He hadn't been playing well for Germany, and there was a debate as to whether he should have gone or not. But the reason why he was left out was over his attitude, and he had to be brought back down a peg or two because he was basically walking around going, "Look at me, I'm the big I am now." And apparently it was after considerable chats with his backroom team and senior German players, Joachim Low had no choice but to send him home. Now, do you think that's right or wrong in the manner that he went about it? Because he's basically saying, I didn't pick Sané because I didn't want to bust up with the senior German players. But if I had picked him, I was going to have a bust up with them.
Well, I think it is.
Player power is more
50-50,
evident now.
yeah, it is.
Player power is more evident in this day and age now. So, to be honest, rather than, like they always say, I'd rather lose 1 than 5.
Yeah.
So if he brought them in, he probably would have had 5 or 6 or even 7 players on his back of his right. So he sort of said, well, no. And it also sent out a message to Sane to basically say, you want to be in Joachim Löw's 11 while he's still here, you've got to shape up. Your attitude's got to change.
The other thing is, if he gets away with it, the other players are looking and go, well,
Look at
he has a chance, why can't I?
Gertz ain't been selected either.
But has he been playing much this season, or has he been?
No,
another
well, I
one
said
that's
to him
been
since
injured?
the last 4 years, it's been on and off. His form's been erratic because he's gone back to Dortmund.
Oh, yeah.
He's had injuries because he was at Bayern when he scored that winner.
Yeah.
He's gone back to Dortmund. You know, Royce is gone, obviously. Royce is a different class.
Yeah.
But so Gertz, it's one of those things where he had it all. It's been like similar to the Johnny Wilkinson situation. He scores the winner in the World Cup final, and it just his form and injuries just take him out.
Yeah.
He's basically the German Johnny Wilkinson for that type of sort of theory behind it. He's just got injuries. Yeah, so that's why Gertz is not going. But I could be some of the players, like the French, is the worst one of all. You look at the French starting 11 that didn't go, and you've got Benzema and Lacazette up front.
Jesus
Those two guys
Christ.
weren't picked.
I didn't know that.
Rabiot,
Yeah.
who's from Paris, ain't been picked either.
Christ, that's one hell of a squad they must have.
And above all, the worst one that didn't get picked was Abdoulaye Doucouré. Even though he doesn't give the ball away, he still didn't get picked.
No.
Shocking from the French
There's
manager.
no-
I hope you're satisfied.
There is no Watford bias on this podcast
How
whatsoever.
dare you?
Yeah, I was going to say, how many times have we referred to Watford players so far?
What Watford players? What are you on about?
Watford players, yeah. Exactly.
Who
But
could be the surprise team in this World Cup? Don't say England.
Denmark.
Denmark.
It could be, you know.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen can pull the strings there and do what he's done.
Yeah.
He scored, was
Yeah.
it 11 goals in qualifying, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think he banged a couple in the friendly as well. He hasn't let
He's a
off.
great player, isn't he?
He is a fantastic player. It's just shame it's just taken him all this time to start expressing it, because Sky Sport, I remember the Sky Sports pundits, not the season just gone, but the season before, was slating him because he was only turning up at certain games. They said he's got what it takes to be a world beater,
Yeah.
and he's not stepping up. Then all of a sudden, he stepped up. So I don't know if someone had a little word with him and said, "Come on."
You want to be in my game. You want to
exactly.
be in my game. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they should
So,
say.
right, here we go. Here's one for you lot, and have a look at the comments as well. Who's going to be the top goal scorer?
Oh.
Are we looking at the usual suspects? Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar,
No,
Griezmann?
no, it's from Germany. Thomas
Yeah.
Müller.
Oh, yeah, this is-
Müller, he's a good
Yeah,
goal
He's the
scorer.
record goal scorer at World Cups as well.
he
Thomas
always-
Müller will score 6.
Yeah, but
5 or 6, Thomas Müller. I think
Yeah,
Thomas Müller be one of them. Messi probably be one. Ronaldo's always been very sharp.
Neymar.
Be the main suspects usually, but I think Müller will just shade it with
that's
5
good
or 6. I
shout,
think.
Müller.
Griezmann's
I like
bloody good shout from Griezmann could be one.
I was going to say, don't.
What about Mbappe of the French lad?
Oh yeah, if he gets a run, he could be in there.
Who's playing some proper opposition now? He's not playing in France anymore.
Salah.
Yeah.
Colin saying Salah.
Salah, yeah.
Salah, yeah. If he get, yeah, I was going to say, if Egypt get out of the groups, yeah, I wouldn't.
The thing is that teams can do well in these groups when you've got one player carrying them. And Salah could carry that team. I mean, because look at the Romanians in '94. You had the Swedish, you had a lot of '94. I'm quoting 2 '94 ones. You had the Bulgarians and you had the Romanians. You had Stoichkov thing. I know it's '94. Bulgarian. You had Hadji for Romania.
Yeah.
Over the years, one player seems to carry Messi last World Cup for Argentina. He almost carried that team.
Yeah.
Through Ronaldo in the Euros.
Yeah, he carried them.
He did really carry, apart from the final. But to be honest, he carried them from the bench because you saw he was pretty much the coach, really.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And the coach let him as well.
Yeah.
Just do it. If it wins us the tournament.
Just got an update for Maiden. Yaya Toure is getting booed at Old Trafford every time he gets the ball. Didn't even realise he was playing.
I don't know why he would get booed.
I don't know why he's getting booed either. It's
He probably didn't have
ridiculous.
birthday cake again.
Yeah. Another comment from Maiden says, with the Corre, it's Doucouré. Sorry, I've got it wrong.
No, it's
I said, where is it?
With an A. Suarez, Nick saying Suarez. That's a good shout.
Yeah, how could I forget
Yeah.
Flores?
As long as he doesn't start
The boy-
eating half the players. I mean,
I think he's learned his lesson from that. He's had
or save it off the line.
Yeah.
Good save, actually.
I'm
sorry.
Kept him in.
I don't blame Suarez for him missing the penalty. He should have buried
Well, he
that
got
penalty.
sent off and they missed the penalty. So that's
Yeah.
Suarez's fault.
People lambasted Suarez,
Yeah.
but it's like, hang on a moment. Okay, Suarez bang out of order for what he did, but he could have stuck that penalty away.
Yeah.
You know. No, everyone wanted that. I remember we were at a rock night when the Uruguay Ghana match was on, and everyone who says, "Oh, I don't like football," as soon as that incident came, everyone was watching it. Even people who didn't like football were praying that Ghana would score. Everyone was.
Yeah.
Didn't want. I mean, justice was served in the semis.
Yeah.
Because the Uruguayans obviously need Viagra because they could never get past the semi. But justice was served. But then we had one of the worst World Cup finals in terms of play you can ever see. Holland just went out. They did it all through the tournament, just kicked their way to the final, and it proved that. I mean, bloody hell! How did nobody? Did anyone get sent off?
No, they didn't. Howard Red
brutal.
De Jong's tackle, Poleax. Who did he karate kick?
Wasn't it? Was it
Iniesta? I think it was Iniesta. How did he chopped him in half? I think it was Iniesta.
Yeah, and then he went studs up into someone's chest, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went flying through the air.
Yeah.
Because they said that was a red card. And they said calm it down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would not be praising Suarez. He's nowhere I'd be celebrating at the time, and it'd make me a hypocrite if I'd be celebrating the time that he saved us and he got sent off. Afterwards, I wouldn't be praising him. I'd be saying, look, it's fantastic. You do what you do. Like I say, even said with Suarez, it was out of order what he did. You do what you do to win a game. But then ultimately, when you look back at it, you feel ashamed that one of your England players has had to do that. But there's that thing like I say,
Argentina.
you do anything to win though. But the principle.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, you get to Argentina, anything's allowed against Argentina. Especially, we still owe them for Maradona. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Great lad, but
we fixed the Simeone situation from '98, but now we need to get Argentina back from Maradona. We still ain't repaid their that debt. Have we?
Exactly, we haven't.
They haven't paid the debt, more likely.
No.
Zuniga crocked Neymar. Well, he can't do anything else, could he? He couldn't do anything at Watford apart from one game. He turned up for 15 minutes and that was it.
Yeah.
It was good 15 minutes,
It was
granted.
good 15 minutes. And the rest of the time he just went missing.
But Carrillo for Peru, okay, Watford related, but Carrillo for Peru, do you think he could, a lot of people say that these players are better when they play for their countries than I'm saying that Sterling's not. Who was the one I was on about that said they pick him because he's always playing well for his country? Who was it again? Because you sort of think, he's not that brilliant.
What nationality?
I'm totally forgot. It will come to me. The name will pop up in the end. But it's one of these players that they say, why is he being picked for his country? I said, because he always plays well for his country. And there's 2 or 3 players that do that. And that was my example as well, playing well for their country. You don't see him play brilliantly anywhere else. And I think Carrillo could surprise a lot of people for Peru. Because I reckon,
he can, but he's also playing for his future because he needs to engineer a move away from Benfica.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's not going to go to Watford. I know another Watford-related thing. He knows he's not going to be staying there. He's been told that, and he's gone back. But he's got to go and put himself in the shop window, which leads me to another one of my little things I've got written down here. Do you think there could be any players there at the World Cup we could end up seeing in the Premier League next season?
This is a shop window. This is when it's any tournament shop window. Euros, under 21s, whatever, shop window.
Well, Muller for one, like you said, I'm still unknown, but I reckon Muller might Man City or something like that. I reckon.
Messi's not brave enough to venture over.
No, Messi's comfortable. He's never going to move.
No, he's just not brave enough to move over.
Griezmann maybe.
Griezmann will. He'll leave Atletico. He didn't want to leave last time because he wanted pay respect to him because of obviously the transfer embargo. But they reckon Griezmann's on his way. He'll probably go.
I'd like to see him.
Yeah, I'd love to see Griezmann. You can still see Ronaldo maybe
come back.
Yeah,
every summer they say this, but you never know. Who else? The thing is, a lot of these kids are in the shop window with this, and it really depends on who shines because you'll get one of these players that no one's ever heard of. He'll come out of the woodwork, he'll play absolute blinder, and then every big club will be after him. So, I mean, the French kids are all been signed for big clubs, so you know that none of them are really going to move. Neymar. Neymar's from Madrid.
I was going to say, that's why I've sort of said about him, but it could be up there for top goal scorer, because if he wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain, he's got to go and put himself in the shop window, and he's got to prove to people he can still do it.
Who's the one United signed? Fred, isn't it? Fred?
Oh, yeah, Fred. Yeah, they recently signed Fred.
Have they actually signed him?
Yes, they have. Yeah, he had the medical the other day at United's training ground.
But ones that are engineering a move that haven't actually signed for the team. No, it's usually ones that we don't expect. I still think Salah. I know they keep saying, but Salah has a good tournament.
Yeah.
How many?
Someone's going to bid.
Barca or Real Madrid will look at him.
I think he's made it clear he won't go to Real Madrid after what happened in the Champions League.
No,
If you really go Barca, why would you have him at Barca at the moment? Because they've got the players at the moment.
You wouldn't.
Not at the moment.
He wouldn't fit in at Barcelona.
That's what I mean. He wouldn't. You couldn't really put him on. So okay.
What about Hummels?
What about Kane? Let's shout that out. I know you're half Tottenham,
but stop it.
But Real and Barca, if he has a good World Cup.
Well, the fact that he signed a new 6-year contract the other day, I think that sort of says it all.
Contracts mean nothing.
But that's what I mean.
Someone comes with 150 million.
That's what.
That's what I'm getting at. It's suddenly the bar's just been raised again.
I've got one, Dembele.
Yeah,
he could.
France. They're looking at it, maybe selling him. Barca maybe selling him.
Yeah, I think Liverpool were interested.
Imagine him going, Liverpool buying him, and then Salah going over to Barca.
That would be.
That would happen if Dembele go. But I would not take a risk with Dembele and selling Salah because at the moment Salah's form is of a world-class player at the moment.
I'm a bit confused with Duncan here. He says Robson Kanu is a country player, not a club player.
Oh no, because he's gone on about the players that can play well for their country. Even though it's not technically, he's not World Cup related technically.
Robson Kanu going to the World Cup.
He's not going to the Premier League. He's
not even at the World Cup this year.
But no, who else would you say? I'll just shout out to Graham Laycock for bumper stickers for one of our other forums that we will shout out a bit more, but also Graham Laycock does some mugs. We won't tell you. So it's Watford related, but he does mugs for the epilepsy charity. So he's on my profile. So get messaging Graham Laycock and have a look at some of his designs. And a big thank you to him for doing a T-shirt, a TMA T-shirt, official we would like to say, for my little boy Liam. So thank you very much, mate. And just a big shout out to Jim Cook. Thank you ever so much for the logos, mate. Deano has got it's a Watford related one, but go on to Ashby St Eve on Google. Go onto the website. It's on Facebook as well. There's loads of Watford superhero t-shirts. There's loads of other t-shirts, all different clubs. So if you don't necessarily support Watford, which a lot of you don't, go on there and go on. There's loads of other clubs on there with superhero t-shirts. Even message Jim Cook, or even go through Miss Lord Suren here and give us your ideas, and they may be able to make you up a mock design. And I know a couple of people shout out to Helen Long as well, because her daughter had a picture of Deanie, which is very well done as well. So Jim, thank you ever so much for the logos from both forums both the forum that I run and TMA as well, mate. So thank you very much. A good shout out for that as well. Come on, let's think about people that play well. And guys, shout out a few. You can do past and present. Play good, really well for their countries, but really poor for their clubs. Like I say, he's thrown out the Robson Kanu one. They don't actually have to be playing in this World Cup, but if we can get a few World Cup ones, that'd be most appreciated, because it'll probably give my one that I'm thinking about. But I think Carrillo is the one shout I would say. Carrillo plays well for his country, but he's really fired blanks for us, because he's a forward, not a striker. He's a forward.
I think the other thing you've got to look at with it is, you look at some of the England boys that have been left out. Sometimes they've only turned up and played for the country. They go back to the club and they play absolutely terrible, and yet they still get picked.
Who would you name if you could get like the top three? If you could really name in England,
I would. Interesting. I'd probably. Maybe someone like Phil Jones. Sometimes he only sometimes turns it on when he plays for England, and half the time he's shocking for United.
People slagged off Chris Smalling, but Chris Smalling before the Euros, he had his best season for United by a mile.
He did.
He was solid, and then it just went downhill again. He was just back to his normal self. But that season, he was brilliant. When people were slagging him off, you know. But come on, top three, mate. Can you? Who would you say was playing badly for England? You know, playing well for England, but bad for his club. Darius Vassell. I know people slightly.
Oh, he's a great player.
Darius Vassell, you know, but I thought he turned out some decent performances for him, but he didn't do anything for Villa.
Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch. Look at
He's
Crouch's
great
goal
for
scoring
England.
record.
Great for England.
The pennies dropped or the balls dropped.
Yeah, Peter Crouch is great in goal scoring.
Look at his goal score record, 1 in every 2 games or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, anyone else, if that's Shearer or anyone else, people be raving about that because it's Crouch.
Nick's just chucked a great one in.
Go on.
Welbeck. Better
That
than.
isn't. He's got a great record with England and all.
Sturridge to a certain extent when he is actually playing.
Yeah, Sturridge, yeah.
The last few years, I mean, look at that. Welbeck is our leading goal scorer in this squad. Apparently, I think he is. 7 goals in it.
No, I thought it's not. It's
Nine
nine
goals.
goals, but it's taken him 3 years to get it.
No, he's taken him 3 years to score 7 goals for club level, and he's been 9 goals for England.
Yeah, I think.
Also over 3 years because he's been injured. So much.
3 years. Well, yeah.
So that sums up his record.
That's pretty impressive for England.
That is very impressive.
About
just
Carroll, we normally don't. I know he ain't there
the donkey.
for England. Yeah, I know he's normally. I'm not his fan. I don't rate him at all.
Does he play well for England?
Might have the odd. What was the last tournament he was in? He played all right.
The players that played for England too late were Kevin Davis and Ricky Lambert.
Yeah.
People slag off Davis. Oh, he just bustles the ball, but he scored some goals. I mean, he's a good player for what he was there for. He did his job. He was there to do a job. He wasn't. I mean, this is Shearer. Shearer had more attributes than just being bustly, but he was a big lad. But he wasn't. He was never going to be a Shearer. But he did a job where needed, and he played too late. Ricky Lambert was like that. He did a job. But he was one of those. I'll tell you what, the worst ever player. Here's another one. Top 3 worst ever players to play for England.
Oh.
Here we go, guys. Top 3 worst players to ever play for England. First one is Dave Nugent.
God, yeah.
Joey Barton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lee Hendry.
Yeah.
Probably about
That's
right.
my top 3. That is.
Agree with that.
Here we go. Aiden's got 3. Jack Butland, and obviously the play better for the country. Welbeck and Sterling. The last season he's played better. Last season's club form, he's played better for this club than I think overall. Overall, if you take away last season's stats, he's probably played better for his country, to be honest. Go on, worst 3 to play for England.
Nick's just chipped in a great one. I should have thought of this
Rob
myself.
Green.
Rob Green,
Yeah.
without a doubt, Rob Green.
Go on, mate. Let's go over. Go on. You go pick Rob Green.
I'll leave Rob Green. I'll let Nick have Rob Green because it's not fair.
Well, no, just Nick and I did. Don't say nothing. We haven't got the mic on already.
Worst 3. There's just been too many to name. I think.
Come on, name them.
Just seeing the amount of players that have come and played for England and have just not cut it. You know. I've got to be honest. I actually turned off watching England at times because it was just that boring.
I do when it gets to a world.
Would you name Henry Heskey in that? A lot of people would.
Heskey?
Nah. Borderline.
Yeah.
He's borderline.
But there'd be people that would, and people that would say, hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a 50-50 one. Someone's going to say yes, someone's going to say no. And when that happens...
I mean, he went for years saying he was a promising player, but at 29, can you still say he's promising at 29? Yeah.
No, I like Aiden put Joe Hart.
Last 2 years has been awful.
Yeah.
For England, his free kicks were just poor. He did that at club level as well. I mean, look at the 2 Scotland ones. Okay, they were both good finishes, but his positioning was awful. He could have given more of a chance. Not necessarily saved him, but he would have given him more of a chance if he got his positioning right. His positioning was shocking. I mean, it's both ways. They were great free kicks, but they're poor positioning.
Yeah. Just a quick hello to Watford Woody. He has joined us.
Mate, I've got the inflatable, mate, but it's making too much noise. But if we've only got 3 of us, we will try and trial it and put it up though. All right, mate. I do promise you. But yeah, it would not fit here at the moment. But it is very good, mate. So thank you very much. It is awesome. I'll have to shout out to you, mate. It is awesome, by the way. Mr. Pierce is on, and Mr. Geary, aka Yoda, is on. Mr. Yoda, evening, sir. Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, I've just realised Watford Woody put hi. We didn't actually put no.
You didn't actually put no.
We didn't actually
but we
put
did
no.
actually. To be fair, we did actually say to him, "Don't put no."
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's going to come out shortly. I'm sure.
Got worst 3, mate. Go on.
Oh.
So he's still thinking. What's
I am still thinking.
Give him ideas. Throw sort of things in the pond.
I like Aiden's one with Joe Hart. I never liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a tough question.
Well, give us the worst then. Give us the worst if you can't. We'll give us I've had my 3. That's pretty much sort of definitely Joe Barton. The guy's a prick.
Oh, Joe Barton.
That's all I can think. Is the guy's a prick. I've been banned from his Twitter like 3 times, I think. For how I've been allowed to go back on, I do not know, but it's probably because I've got 3 accounts. But there you go. The guy's a dick.
He is.
It's when he named he described one of the world's best players as cat piss, and we saw this on YouTube. But I even saw that when it came out as well, and I'm thinking, really, Joey? You know, says the man who's the 5th best player at QPR in the Championship. That's when they were in the Championship. No.
My mind's gone completely blank.
Yeah, I know, it's unbelievable. Did Nicky Barney ever play wrong?
Yeah, Barnby played for England.
Nick put Carlton Palmer.
Yeah, because the thing is, though, the guy wasn't a bad player. He's just gangly. I mean, people, I can't forgive. Sorry, Taylor's God, but I can't forgive him for playing Carlton Palmer. That's one of the only things I can't forgive Taylor for. You know, I mean, I think the guy walks on water, but he probably did actually. But I cannot forgive him for Carlton Palmer. I really don't. That's the only thing I can forgive him about his reign, because it was a transitional period. I've always said transitional period under Taylor. People will disagree with me, but Carlton Palmer, no. I'm taking a word of a mixed book. Just no, every time. Yeah, I mean, we had young Lee Sharp, Chinese superstar, playing for us as well during that period. But Lee Sharp was a good player at that point, so I'd let him off there. He did put Lee Sharp in there, so it's like Andy Sinton.
Oh my God!
That's another one. You can have that one, mate.
Yeah, I'll have Andy Sinton.
Well, I'm not going to go harsh on Stevie Froggatt because he's on my Facebook, and I will actually say with Froggatt, he was a good player, but he never worked out for England. And I just think it wasn't his fault because he never got a decent run of games for England. And I'm saying that for a shout out to Stevie Froggatt on my Facebook, because he played a couple of times for England. People slated him, but if you don't give a guy more than like Graham Lasso had, to be fair, Graham Lasso had a run of games at wing back under Hoddle, you're not going to see the best of these players. And Froggatt was, when he played for England, was actually really good for commentary. So they're playing him when he was on form for once. A player being picked on form for England,
Exactly.
which you don't see often.
No, Sinclair weren't bad for England, was he?
Frank Sinclair, yeah, he's quality.
Trevor Sinclair.
But he's not. Yeah, but he didn't really do anything. Saying that,
England,
I'll give him his due. Yeah, like Danny Mills. People slag off Danny Mills, but him and Sinclair during the 02 World Cup were okay.
Done all right.
I probably wouldn't put him in my worst because of that.
No.
I'd say I'll give him his due. He came in and did his job. Did a job. Yeah. Come on, worst. Or give us your worst then.
God, the worst. I think you named them pretty much. Lee Emery, definitely, and Joey Barton.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. That's a certain
Bonzo
one.
Shelby.
Yeah,
because he's never really cut it.
So you could never put Lambert in that because Lambert scored against
No.
Scotland. So ultimate knighthood straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away knighthood. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong? Well, big Ray Wilson. You know, it's a shame that he's passed away recently. What a great player he was.
He was fantastic. He was a magnificent.
Should have been knighted, which I think has always been wrong. Why knight a few players? They should have knighted the entire team that won that World Cup.
Yeah, they should have done.
I know it sounds thing. I know it's going political and stuff like that, but they should have done. If you knight one of them, which deserved it, by the way. They deserved it. Should have knighted all of them.
He should have done.
Not all this MBE nonsense.
Here's a question: if it goes to penalty shootout, what 5 would you want to take the penalties?
Good shout,
Ooh,
guys.
that's a
Who
good
top
shout.
5 penalty takers if it does go to? Because you know it's going to go. We play Portugal.
Yeah, exactly.
We play Portugal. It's going to go penalties. Go
I
on.
would go. Well, you look at the front. You look at the forwards first, and if you've got them both on the pitch, it's Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy. They're the top 2. Behind that, let me see. Maybe Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
He can take
Yeah, you might
penalties.
chuck them all on just for the penalties, Martin, just at the end. Just
I think looking through the midfield, I think maybe.
I reckon Hendo would. He's
Yeah,
captain.
Henson would
I
definitely
reckon,
do it.
no, he's not. He's vice captain, but I reckon he
He's
would
vice.
be man enough to step up.
I think you have to, just because he's captain, just say, look, I'll
No,
take one.
Kane's captain.
The Kane's captain.
Yeah, he stepped down. He stepped down. He didn't want to be captain. One more I'd pick.
I'd have
was
Henderson
surprise,
captain.
because he's so confident, would be Pickford.
Because he'll blast it.
I reckon he honestly would. If you asked him, he don't.
Right, what's your top? So you've done your. Is that your top?
No, I've
five?
done 4. I've done 4.
Oh, who's your fifth?
The other one I would pick, I'd probably go, sticking my neck out here, Jesse Lingard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lingard. I really do like him.
I think he could be, yeah. Oh, Aiden's just put a very good one in. Kane, Vardy, Ali Henderson, and somebody called Ashley Blinken Young.
Oh, Young, he missed a penalty though recently, didn't he?
Good.
Yeah, but then so
No,
he did miss too.
No, I meant for England. Young, he missed it for England. Euros.
Was
Is it Euros, wasn't it? Against Italy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was actually.
But there's always redemption.
Yeah,
You've got
it's always-
Stuart
yeah,
Pearce.
there
It's
is
called
redemption.
Stuart Pearce.
Yeah.
Right, I actually, Kane, Varney, Addy.
I'd have Rashford.
I'd have Rashford instead of Young, but I wouldn't. It's not. I'm disagreeing with Aidan, but not really. But not in a way, because I can understand why he didn't do it because of the retribution. But I would just go just put Rashford in there.
yeah.
Ali, yeah.
Kane.
I'll probably go with his one actually. That's probably been near enough what I would put, to be honest. And if Welbeck was playing at the time, I'd put Welbeck.
Yeah, you
Obviously
put
for
Welbeck ahead of Ali, I think.
That's what bothers me though. You get these world-class strikers, and you see it, they don't want to take a penalty.
Exactly.
Or they go last. Ronaldo's done it in quite a few tournaments, which Shearer said.
He wants the glory.
Yeah, exactly. Shearer goes, if you're the best player in the world, so we all know why you do it, you should be first up and banging in the top, not taking the
it off
glory.
the play and say, I'm taking
Yeah.
the first one. I want to set an example.
Like you
This
said,
is
he's
how you
absolutely
play.
right. He wants to be, it's down to me, I score it.
Yeah, because they get whoever
Yeah, that's
saves
what
the
he
penalty.
wants.
Goalkeeper deservedly, if he saves the penalty and runs to it. But a striker, if you're deliberately doing it,
and
you know if you score,
twice
like you
he's
said,
failed on him.
yeah.
Twice.
If you do score, you get the adulation.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, like Shearer said a long time ago. So
You'll watch your moves, by the way.
I thought I would be.
yeah, he should step up first and smack it in the top corner. There you go. I've led the way. You finish it.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope Harry Kane does. If it comes to it, Harry Kane's first up.
I think the thing with Harry Kane, he learned his lesson in that Liverpool game last season playing for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Screwed up the first one, got a second bite of the cherry, and then smashed it.
Yeah.
And done what he did best. Smashed it low and hard in the corner.
I expect our captain to step up to it, especially a striker.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Kane's one of these. He would not shy away.
No.
Kane's a good captain. I mean, I'm not complaining in a way, but I'd rather have Henderson. Because he's done it all season for Liverpool.
Yeah, right, yeah.
He's captained him to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. It's to a loss, but you can't really help that because a lot of it's down to Karius and his concussion.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Like I said with Lingard, I think he's one of the reasons this camp's so happy. You always see him; he's always
Duncan seems to
dancing
get
and mucking
concussion when I
about.
backheel the ball, doesn't he? So
Yeah, he does actually.
concussion seems to kick in.
He's always dancing, mucking. Well, not mucking about. There's a good vibe with him, and I think he's brought that to the England squad. With his young team.
And I think this is where, and this is another thing with Southgate as well. He's brought these boys up from the under-20s, the under-21 levels. He's managed them. He knows what they're like.
Yeah.
He knows their pluses, their minuses, and I think he's just gone in there now and said, we're going to have a relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get on with everyone. there's going to be no like I said at the start. There's no I'm this, I'm that. There's no I play for such and such team. You play for that crap team. You know, there's none of that anymore. They've eradicated it, and they've all bonded together. And you've seen it you've probably seen it on the news when they've gone to the England training camp. All of them like doing like team bonding exercises, and they're all laughing and joking. Yeah, you know, I think one of them nearly fell over during one of the things because I think they had like their legs all tied together, and I think one of them sort of lost their balance and almost took the whole lot down, which was quite funny to watch. But yeah, you know, there is that sense, and you're right with Lingard, and there's a few of the others. I'd probably put Dele Alli in there as well.
Yeah.
You know, he seems to like he's quite mellowed off the pitch, and especially this one.
Hi, Dele.
Yeah,
hi, Dele.
You know full well if he scores, that's going to come straight back out.
Dele.
It
just stands. That'd be brilliant if he just stands next to Cronin and goes.
Someone please get that set up as a meme and get it sent viral because it will happen.
Yeah.
So like I say, I think there's plenty of penalty takers in there. We have to break. If we do go to a penalty shootout, we have to break the hoodoo.
I don't want to have to keep them to turn the telly off. It's like what you feel like doing. Like that's it.
Yeah. Take your batteries out of the controller just before you start.
Exactly.
Like, bastards! Where are they gone? The dog's at them. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll work the TV.
Yeah.
What was the last one we actually won? Was it against Spain? And
we've lost something like 7 penalty shootouts.
There's one Seaman saved.
Yeah.
Was it 96? The one in
Euro
Wembley?
96.
Was that the last one we won?
No, we're allowed. We can win penalty shootouts as long as we play Spain.
Yeah.
So we play Spain and we go to the penalties. We're right, boys. You just sit there and relax, have a cup of tea.
They showed our World Cup record for penalty shootouts, and now 3. It's obviously it's in there somewhere. It is. I think Germany. Yeah. Germany were leading it. Surprise. I think with 5. I think it's in there somewhere.
The thing is, you can practice. But when you're in front of the thing, you've got the last penalty. You have to score for your club. Have a score for your country. You know, at clubs, same thing at club level. It's totally different. Totally different to training field. Empty fjord.
Yeah. But yeah, we will see. Hopefully, we don't have to have a penalty shootout. Hopefully. But like I say, I think with Southgate, I think his tactics are going to be to set up to go and play some free flow football.
Yeah.
That is, you know, you build from the back. Like he's wanting this building from the back.
Yeah, which looks good at the moment.
Which is looking good. So hopefully, you know, they keep practicing and taking it further forward. It could be.
Well, Pidge has said it a few times. Just go for it. None of this boring. Sit back, lose 1-0. Sonic, just go.
I said at the start, didn't I? They've done the Germans and the Italians ethos now, where they've written off the tournament. At least the first tournament said, right, pick a nice young side. Yeah. You've got so many years to build them. You've got no pressure on you. Let's go out, play a bit of freedom. Let's take the positives from the tournament, build on it, and go for the next 2 tournaments and really say, right, okay, we've got out the knockouts, we're in the quarters. Okay, what can we achieve the following tournament? Yeah. Minimum quarters, can we get that extra step to the semis? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Then can we get to the next step and get even closer? Yeah. You never know. That's how they do it. And you never know. That's probably what Southgate could be in his mind. Say, let's get through this group.
Then see where it goes.
Teams don't expect us to come out and play well after the last 2 debacle tournaments. Let's go out and play a bit of freedom. We're under no pressure. This is alien territory considering the last 2 tournaments. Let's go out and enjoy ourselves. And then the following tournament, we can say, okay, here we go. This is what we've done. Here's the question. What can we do to improve on it? And then he knows the FA. One thing I would say to the FA, even though they are deluded sometimes, they've given him, like I said at the start, 3 tournaments. And rather than saying, right, you've got to deliver in this tournament, otherwise you're out. Yeah, like every other England manager's had pretty much.
We will see what happens. Hopefully it
should work. The philosophy is there. There. Let's hope we can put it into practice and let's get some play good football. We get knocked to the quarterfinals. As long as we're playing football and trying and get close, people will accept that. People will say, okay, progress has been made, but we have to build on it in the next tournament. Yeah, it has to be built on if it's progress, because it wouldn't be looked at as progress if we fail, say at the Euros in 2 years' time.
I say, look at our bench if we need attacking. You can have Vardy there, Rashford, and Welbeck free.
Exactly.
If we're in trouble to change it, yeah, you got
look at the age of the sides. Average age is 26.
Really?
That's the lowest it's been for a long time.
The third youngest in history.
Because they got all the team spirit from going from under 21.
Yeah.
And plus Southgate as well.
But someone else that is in your book, there's another person, another coach has been employed from the ranks, and he's basically taken his youth players along the ride with him. It's very similar to Southgate's.
Cahill must be our oldest player out there, isn't he? Sure, he's the only one.
39. Timmy Cahill.
That's 32.
Timmy Cahill. I thought you meant Gary Cahill. Tim Cahill, the oldest player. He probably is the oldest player.
Yeah, in our squad. Yeah.
I thought you meant the oldest.
No.
Gary Cahill is the oldest player.
He must be.
Tell you what, I'm very surprised in terms of, he's another one that's good for his country and is poor for his club at the moment, because Cahill hasn't had the best of seasons for Chelsea, and I think he's very lucky to get in the England side based on his form for club. But he's another one who will play well for his country. Really, if you compare the two forms. Form stats. Sorry, mate.
I was going to say, I think Cahill's gone because he's looking for some experience at the back, because he didn't want to take so much inexperienced defenders.
Like Tarkowski or something like that.
I feel for Tarkowski because he's had an outstanding season.
32.
But for me, Cahill's got him by the skin of his teeth, and I think he knows it. He knows he's on borrowed time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy. I think those people for Henry is Maguire's gone because he's looking like a player.
He cuts out, like when we saw him with Watford, he cuts out the whinging because he does it every game I've seen him. He just whinges every time he gets that. The guy's a big lad.
Yeah, he's massive.
He cuts that out. He's actually a really good defender.
He's like a midfielder at times.
He works under Southgate's philosophy. Don't he play three at the back?
He
plays very similar to what City play, but not in the same style. And City sometimes play technically three, and sometimes it depends how you look at it when they attack. Sometimes
I'll tell you what. I'll keep an eye. I'm just going to say this quickly. Just going to go back to club football. Keep your eye on the transfer market, because Leicester City went and signed Johnny Evans the other day.
Oh, Pidge loves that. I'll tell you, West Brom.
Now that means.
Yeah.
Are they planning a bit of a clear out at Leicester, because you've got Wes Morgan, Rob Huth, Johnny Evans, and Harry Maguire, and I think one other.
Well, Huth's on the free transfer, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, has he been released? Has he?
No, because I looked. I think his thinkers they were showing what Rangers could sign, and Huth was one of them.
Okay.
I don't know if he's gone, but I said possibly could sign a free transfer. There's some interesting ones.
Do you know what thing, and I was about to say this to you as well, it makes me laugh that they had Cedar Berahino could have gone for 25 million almost to Spurs. They sold him for 12. Johnny Evans could have got at least 35 million.
He's gone for 3.
Gone for 3.5, and they're paying instalments. Paying Leicester or not paying the full amount.
Why?
Performance related. They activate the release clause, but they don't actually have to pay it all in one. Apparently, that's what I've been told. I mean, they could be complete and utter rubbish, but that's what I first was told. 3.5 million. I couldn't believe they
Leicester are struggling for money. I reckon they're probably trying to sell Mahrez, and then they'll get. They'll pay it all off.
But they could turn out. They could have the same situation with Mahrez. Where Mahrez could go for barely nothing, probably about 15 million. And then he could have got 60 million plus a player.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, fair play to Mahrez. Hang on, that's another thing. Was it Algeria? They didn't qualify, have they?
Algeria didn't qualify. It's on holiday.
Yeah, that would have been really good. That would have been Mahrez would have been one to look out for.
Yeah.
Did they qualify? We have the official sticker album here.
No, we will. We've been nicking stuff out of the sun.
And also the official Panini 2018 sticker album,
which has no stickers in it.
Because no one's bought it. No one's bought any. But also in that Panini sticker album, you'll find that there are 5 players on the England side that haven't even gone. Well done, Panini. Let's just give them a round of applause. I think that deserves.
Do you know who they are? Before I flick through and look.
Just a quick one. Going back to the comments. Watford Woody, Suren, have you got his jelly babies?
Suren.
You could be in a spot of trouble if you do not answer the question correctly.
They're on Tuesday.
There you go, Woody. Pop in on Tuesday.
Give me a whoop, 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 whoop.
Exactly, Tuesday you get them. Apparently it's currently England 2, rest of the world 1. Apparently some donkey called Darren Bent's actually scored. That's a miracle.
My God.
He's considering he couldn't score for Burton. Jesus. you know, how have mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Woody's just replied again, which is out of date already. What, the Jelly Babies or the Panini sticker album?
It really is.
Yes, he has confused us all right now. It's like a TMA podcast, this is. Oh my days. Joe Hart's for 1. I'll see him Saturday.
Yeah.
Hang on. So that's Joe Hart, and he's going to see him on Saturday.
Joe Hart either, probably.
Who's he? And he's put 3 kisses on it.
That kiss is for Deano, actually.
Oh, Aiden, it is now 2-2 if you are not watching Soccer 8 tonight.
Typical England.
Typical England. 2-0. And they have messed it up. Watford Woody is now saying Panini. I think he's actually going to get a Panini. Oh, you mean the sticker album? Yeah, no worries, son. Yeah, no, that is I'm going to have a rant about this, actually.
Right, give us the 6 players that haven't been put on there.
What, the ones that... Yeah, so here we go. They brought this out before the 23-man squads were submitted. Now, I'm not being funny, but surely you could just wait a couple more weeks before you print everything and send it out. Because I'm going to go to the...
I fair play to FIFA because of their update. They've made damn sure the squads were announced before they put the update on FIFA 18. That's all I can say.
Exactly. Here we go. England. Now, Eric Dyer's there.
Oh, Oxlade-Chamberlain, that's one of them.
Eric Dyer, now he's gone. We've got the sticker for him already, so well done, Pidge. But as you can see, we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, broken ankle, I think it was. Good start.
I'm not putting thumb up, it's just one.
Delete.
That's one.
Delete.
Delete
From
Adam Lallana went on the standby list because he was not good enough.
That's too
much
Nivea.
That's two down.
Way too much Nivea.
Southampton players.
Yeah,
Off the Liverpool team then.
Yeah, I was going to say, Southampton.
You know, Southampton or Scouthampton.
Yeah, Scouthampton.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil Jones, another one, not gone, and he's in here. Ryan Bertrand. Actually, Bertrand didn't get called up, did he?
Did any of these actually play for either Southampton or Liverpool?
Well, Phil Jones been called up.
Phyllis hasn't been called.
Phil Jones didn't go, I don't think.
Phyllis didn't go. Joe Hart.
Yeah, Joe Hart. And look at that. Look, he's actually meant to be. He's the number 1 on it. Number 1 keeper. Yeah. Look at this.
I'll tell you what. The one.
Panini.
Who's going to
sort this out?
Who's going to be the back 3 for England? John Stones, Harry Maguire,
and Walker.
No, Walker's he'll be on the right.
I'm just looking at that. They've got whatever. Well,
have Walker at the back.
They haven't got many defenders on here that have gone to the World Cup, so we're pretty stumped for picking them out of there. Flimming idiots.
Crazy fools.
Crazy fools. And yet they're expecting people to go and fill these sticker albums up and do swapsies at school.
They're crazy fools. They ain't getting on no plane.
I do hope Panini have been banned from going to the World Cup for that.
Ban them now.
Isn't it great Holland and Italy are?
Oh no, he's finally come out. No.
Isn't it great Holland and Italy aren't there? Isn't it funny?
It is a bit.
Italy.
Right, the best player to have never played for England.
Jesus Christ, you're coming out.
Ramage.
Tony Cohen.
Tony Cohen.
Troy Deeney.
Grundy Mason. Brandon Mason.
God.
Well, no, it's, all the, the magician aside. Who,
all the jokes aside, guys.
Yeah.
Best England player that never got picked for England.
This is the last thing we're going to do. We've got about 10 minutes and counting. So
yeah.
Cohen is a one hell of a shout. Simo. This is Watford now. I'm going to non-Watford players now because it's going to get ridiculous.
Jesus.
Best player have not played. Did Steve Bruce ever play for England?
Yeah, I think he did.
No, I think he did.
Did he?
I
don't think Bruce did.
Maybe lower.
Pallister did.
Yeah, Pallister did. I remember him.
Steve Bruce, I don't think Steve Bruce. Can someone confirm this? Did Steve Bruce actually play for England? So that'll be my shout. That'll be my one for two good and didn't play for England.
Just a quick one for Watford Woody, because he's just commented about the sticker album. I'm pretty certain near enough every single team is wrong on that one. It's not just the England team.
They're consistently wrong.
Yeah, they are consistently wrong.
Consistently crap.
Yeah, so they're consistently crap. So they're useless. Oh man, I had one then top in my head, but I would. No, he did play.
Who was it?
I was going to say Scalzi, but
No, he didn't play that.
Jesus!
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ,
Christ,
what
mate.
do you mean
Were
smoking?
you dead in the 90s?
Well, Stones never played.
no, what I mean is he didn't.
I was Gutty Gascoigne never played for England.
Yeah.
No, but what I mean is he didn't play. He should have played more than.
Oh
what he did.
yeah. That's probably the correct one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
David Seaman. No. That was probably the regret. Should have played more. Yeah, Shearer should have played. If you're saying that, I'd say Shearer.
Yeah,
Shearer
I think
could have played
Shearer
more.
was wrong to retire when he did. He should have gone on for a bit longer.
Right,
Who's the best player you've watched in the World Cup?
Hey, you said he
Maradona.
played for Scotland.
Maradona.
For me,
Mine's a Dane, of what I can remember.
It's a Daniel Maradona.
I'm going to say.
Just
What I can
magician.
remember.
I'm going to go Brazilian. I'm going to say Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who, whenever you watched Brazil play, or how to take a free kick, man, he just knew that run up. It was the trademark run up, and you knew what was coming as soon as you got a free kick, 35 yards out. Here he comes, trudges 60 yards up the pitch. I'm having this, boys.
During your era, during the war. What? No, what would you say? Because you haven't got your one yet.
I
So.
like Paolo Rossi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I hated him. But he scored all the time. It was annoying, but
Right, during your lifetime, you can boo ones you don't necessarily remember, but you've seen clips of. Who do you think's one of the? The best player? Who do you think out of your era? Would you say anyone? Say like you were born. Say I was born in 1981. I'd probably say something like Socrates or something like that.
What best player to watch it?
If you were the best player, but it has to be in your lifetime. So 1982 for you, 81. 1955 for you. But no, seriously, in your thing, who would you regret you hadn't watched? You haven't remembered watching, because you said in your ones you remember. I would have said Socrates.
Socrates, Zico.
Zico's another one.
Zico.
Socrates and Zico.
Yeah, hey, there was class.
I never really saw him. I would love to have seen Roberto Baggio play more.
Baggio, yeah.
He was an amazing midfielder for it.
Baggio, he carried that Italian.
Another one who carried. I think.
Maradona probably.
Yeah, no.
I'd say Maradona's the best player I've seen, but I only remember.
Can't remember much. Obviously Pele.
So they say much as he was a cheating bastard for that goal, but the second one was just amazing. That was Maradona, and he will always be better than Messi because he's won the World Cup, and he literally carried that team on his back. In '86, it was literally Maradona. I mean, they had Keynesian players, they had some fantastic players, but they all played better when they played with Maradona, and even they probably would. A lot of them admitted it. The team gelled. They had that team spirit, but that was that extra bit that passed the line when they had Maradona. It's that extra player, wasn't it?
What is the age with Pele when he won it? People say 16 and some say 17.
16,
what is it?
17.
Because people keep saying
17.
people keep saying one and the other.
No, because they say 17th year or but then you say 18th year then, don't you?
But
greatest ever side to play in a World Cup.
I think for me, you've got to. I'd look at a recent one when Spain won it first time round. That team was just phenomenal. You had David Villa up front. You had Xavi, Iniesta in their prime. Like I say, David Villa, David Silva as well in his prime, like really coming into his prime. They had an amazing team. Casillas with PK in his prime at the back, Ramos in his prime at the back. They had every single angle covered. They had every area covered, and the backup they had as well. Some of those players didn't get on. Xabi Alonso. what a player he was for them in that tournament.
I would hate to say it, but Germany, when they beat Brazil 7-1, was absolutely in the semi-final was absolute joke.
That was a ridiculous game because what the hell
they could add 20.
The two teams that I would put as the best sides two of the best sides are the Dutch side under Cruyff.
Yeah.
In 78.
Yeah.
78 or 74 is one of the two, or possibly 74. And when they got beaten by Germany, but the Brazilians.
Yeah.
70.
And
then England come third. I'll put the England side as third.
Yeah.
But then you can even throw one of the German sides in there with Beckenbauer.
Well, yeah,
Beckenbauer side is 74.
One player I'd like to have seen more of was Van Basten.
Yeah,
he was an amazing player.
Well, that three for AC Milan, the three that were AC Milan, during the 1990, that was their peak. Was 88 to 90. That's their peak, wasn't it? Rijkaard, holding midfielder.
Exactly. You had Rijkaard, Van Basten, Hullet. They were you were right. They're the three, and then
they all played for the same team, which was frightening, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the other thing was at that time as well. Not only did you have those three, you had the De Boer brothers as well. You had Frank at the back, Ronald in the middle. And
a lot of it came from Ajax. A lot of that team came from Ajax.
A lot of them are still coming out the Ajax
Dutch
academy.
Side of '98 was basically Ajax's first team.
It was,
ex-first team.
Expert, But then
Patrick they've got the gelling already. See, they've got the gel because they know they're playing team level, so then they know how to play.
And now unfortunately Holland are going through this massive transitional phase where it's not going right for them, but eventually they will come back. They will qualify. They will qualify for another tournament.
Oh yeah, of course.
They won't. They'll get it right.
I think you agree. The modern memory, the last 20 years, the Spain side out jumps everything, and definitely the last 20 years. Before that, the Argentina side of the 80s was. Their end was Italia 90 of the great Argentina side of that. From 78 to 90, that Argentina side was, it was just amazing. You look at Canisia. When I showed you that Budweiser thing they were doing for the Wembley FC, and they put him on his 47, and they just said, look at this guy's movement at 47. It was just, they said, where is he? It's like bang, his goal.
Yeah.
And they said, that's him at 47. You imagine what he was like at 25.
Exactly.
You imagine how quick, and think that's why he scored over 30 goals for Argentina, because of that movement. And then he was bang, he was there. He said, you have to watch him because he will slide you. And as soon as the ball, he was already there. And another good player, Klinsmann.
Yeah.
Fantastic movement was just phenomenal. They thought Drogba's movement was good. Klinsmann was Drogba before Drogba was Drogba. You know,
exactly.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Even you put Oliver Bierhoff up there with him.
Yeah, very good player.
Yeah.
It's a shame we didn't get to see. I think we got to see Klinsmann in the Prem with Tottenham. On those two,
29 for £1 million.
Yeah, but I would have loved to have seen Oliver Bierhoff come over.
We did try to get him over it, I think.
Yeah, I think there was an attempt, but
Bergamy, you tried to get Bergamy as well.
Yeah.
Bergkamp.
Oh, well, Bergkamp speaks for himself.
No, you shouted a very good one. Lothar Matthäus.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Or Matthias.
Lothar Matthäus there is not a bad word you could actually say about him apart from the fact he's German.
He was invincible as a player.
And by the way, if Bjorn's watching, I do apologise for saying that.
No, you don't.
I'm not sure.
Knowing me, knowing you.
Yes.
No, we don't, Bjorn. We like you.
But Lothar Matthäus was fantastic in his prime because he was one player who could go and mop up at the back, get Germany going again, pick a pass out, and get them 60, 70 yards up the pitch, get the balls towards Klinsmann, Bierhoff, Carsten Janker. They were all there. You knew where they were going to be. He knew where they were going to be.
He was Pirlo before Pirlo was cool.
Yeah.
He was the original. Pirlo is the Matthäus of the modern time, where he was just a general, would sit there, didn't have much pace, but he'd pick a pass 40-yarder. And Matthäus would do that, but he'd play short, long.
Exactly. he was one of the first ones that came in and started doing all this, short ball, and then looking up, going, actually, no, let's ping it long. I'll ping long.
So Hesse for us was a very, 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 very poor Lothar Matthäus. The way he played was Lothar Matthäus, but very, 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 very poor version of it, because he run box to box and he played like Lothar Matthäus.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, Sir Alan and Lathwell.
Maldini and Baresi.
Oh, God almighty, Maldini.
Baresi is the greatest defender of all time, period.
Yeah.
I would put him above Bobby Moore.
Just a little bit.
Honestly, that is saying that is blasphemy.
I would actually put Baresi and Maldini together, joint, because I wouldn't be able to separate them. Because yes, Maldini had a fantastic international career, but he kept himself fit and healthy for so long. He didn't stop playing till he was 40, 41.
Yeah, but his dad was like that. His dad was, and they reckon his dad was good. Then Maldini's in better, and they reckon his son is even better.
What's happened to his son? Is his son playing in Serie A?
Yeah, no, he's in the reserve. He reckon he's better at that age than Maldini was at that age.
Well, if that's the case, that's scary.
That's frightening.
How old was Cafu, really?
Cafu was 39 when I think he stopped playing. But
he was 34 when he was at the World Cup, when he?
Yeah, but again, you look at that Cafu as well, and that Brazil team from the 90s when you had. I know we've got to wrap this up in a minute, but I'm just going to say, you had Cafu, you had Tafarel in goal,
Zuniga.
Yeah, Zuniga, Dunga.
That's it, Dunga.
Dunga.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dunga there. You had like I say, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, Romario, Bebeto, Janino, even Rivaldo as well. Rivaldo was one of my favourite Brazilian players.
Ronaldinho was breaking out.
Yeah, Ronaldinho was just coming through at the end of USA '94.
The three R's were forming right at the end of that, weren't they?
Yeah, they were in their prime, and it was. Like I say, I could talk about that Brazil team all night. I really could, because they all had fantastic. They were fantastic club level, but when they all got back together in the national team, bang! They just all switched on, and they all knew what they were doing. It didn't matter what club they were playing for. They just all come back and they gelled. And
but before that, we had Socrates, Adair, Junior, that Brazilian team.
Exactly, yeah, and the ones before it as well, they were magnificent. You can't. I don't think there's ever been, apart from probably the last World Cup, a bad Brazilian team, because they've always performed, and I think that's. I just noticed Soraya Cook just put 1974 Holland, Krul. Nexins and Cruyff, etc. Yeah, exactly, all there. Watford, Woody, before you wrap it up, what's your prediction on the first England game?
2-1.
It's amazing.
2-1
coming. Pitch predictor. He's gone for a pitch predictor as well. I've said 3-1. And Suren said 2-0. So
everyone suits me.
Guys, we've got to wrap this up, but Suren, thank you ever so much, mate. Just remember, Sweets for All. New Watford Market, Unit 5. Get down these, do air ambulance jump in a couple of weeks' time.
They're not poisonous.
So they're not poisonous either. Go down there during the week, guys. Watford, New Market, Unit 5. He does a lot for air ambulance, so get down there and put a bit of money into charity as well. Official sponsor of the TMA World Cup podcast. So thank you ever so much, guys. We are back next Sunday, 7:30 till 9. I'll be there. Will you be there?
Yes, I will.
Will you be there? And what have we got? I think.
Is it Soraya Cook?
Yeah, Soraya,
I think it's actually Soraya. Soraya is debut in the World Cup podcast. So thank you very much, guys. So
that's all right. And I was going to say, next week we'll have some games to review as well and talk about some goals. And
previewing England.
Yeah, and previewing England game as well.
Maybe previewing. Right, so it's good night from him.
Good night from him.
Good night. It's good night from all of them.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys and girls. Thank you very much. Good Swedes.
I know. Them Cola Cube ones are definitely.
I thought they good Swedes.
I had to put that in.
Oh.